In this episode, it's 2017. Where the hell do you even start?
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 241 of the Daily Mother Swole. If you're watching, you absolutely have to flex every time I say that. When I say Daily Mother Swole and I flex, it's kind of like Simon Says, the bearded one says, Papa Swolio says. When I flex, you flex. And that's just something that we're going to do. When I flex on the show, you have to flex at home. So everyone's flexing right now, and everyone's flexing again. So when I flex, you flex. That's how we work it. Welcome, everyone, to episode 241. Happy New Year again. I'm going to be one of those people that says Happy New Year, but it is the second day of the new year, and yesterday is kind of like, we're lurching to a start. It was Sunday in most countries and most areas. It was Sunday here in the United States, in Miami, and today is a Monday, so it's a new start to a week, a new start to a year, and now we are jumping into the flow of things again. Boom, back to work, back to reality, off vacation, off that mental break. And believe it or not, you have a little leeway. Not too many people start on Monday. It's going to be like, oh, okay, let me get my bank account in order. Let me, look around the tornado that just occurred with Christmas, with New Year's, with Thanksgiving and the holidays and Hanukkah, whatever you're celebrating. It's just been a couple weeks of just a change of schedule. And one of the things with fitness, one of the things with exercise and health and dieting is that it's all based off a schedule. It's all based off a routine. You're not going to see adaptation unless you have a routine. And we've talked about routines numerous times. You need to adapt. Body is an adaptation machine, and you cannot adapt to random changes. You have to adapt to things that are regular. You adapt to an environment because you're in that environment all the time. You adapt to warm weather. You adapt to cold weather. You adapt to altitude because you're there constantly. So your body adapts to a constant exposure. If you consistently expose your body to cardiovascular activity, your body will reap cardiovascular adaptations and cardiovascular benefits. Your body will adapt to resistance training. Your body will adapt to excess overload and external forces put on it, and it will build more muscle. It's an adaptation. So it's an adaptation. Your body wants to mold, but it's also your body. I mean, it's not just your body, it's your mind. Your mind needs to mold, and your mind controls your body. So there's a two-way road. Your brain sends information to your muscles and your body sends information and signals back to your brain. So it goes back and forth, and that communication is super important. And how you talk to yourself, I was saying this on Snapchat earlier before the Daily Swole, when I was giving you a little preview of what we're talking about today. Your body has this internal monologue, this internal dialogue. You talk to yourself. When you have a thought, it's you having a conversation with yourself. So how you talk to yourself and how you prepare your mind for your workouts, how you prepare your mind for your schedule, how you prepare your mind for this change that you're putting it under. And most of you are putting your body through a significant change. If you are working out now for the first time, or you're trying to make a difference and make a change for the first time in your life, that's a huge transformational difference. That's a fundamental difference. That's the base of the pyramid. You are changing the actual crux of your existence. You may not have ever worked out before. You might work out twice a week. You might not be taking it that seriously. There's so many different variables and so many different subcategories and subtle differences between each of our individual lives. I work out regularly. I still want to take it more seriously. A lot of you already train, but you want to take it more seriously. You want to actually make some changes and push yourself to the next level and, so to speak, level up. You want to turn that switch on. And there's some of you that have never worked out, but there's some of you that have just been going through the motions. And that's just as sticky as someone that's never worked out. You need to break through that plateau, that dead space. You need to break through that funk. You need to get out of that valley and you need to start climbing. So we need to make progress. We need to start moving forward. So how you speak to yourself and how you communicate this to yourself is going to have a big impact onto whether or not you will actually see these changes. So where do you actually begin? Where do you start? Well, first off, you understand that it is a long journey. It is a process. It's not something that's going to happen in a month. It's not something that's necessarily going to happen in 6 months or even a year, because you don't really want to work out for a year. You want to work out for the rest of your life. You want to train for the rest of your life. You want to prepare yourself for the rest of your life. And if you go into this whole system, you go into this lifestyle understanding that this is not just for now, you have a little bit more of an excited patience. And there is that patience that you need to have for exercise, because things are going to change, things are going to come up, things are going to interfere with your lifestyle and your habits, and you're going to have to adjust around them. There are going to be times when you can't work out. There are going to be times when you get injured. There are going to be times when you're sick, and you have to learn how to mentally grasp this, that there's no immediate return, there's no immediate gratification. It's a rolling process. It's that snowball that has to grow and keep on rolling and keep momentum. But that's where the discipline comes in, okay? That's where the discipline comes in, and that's where you and your consistent input to yourself and your self-dialogue and how you speak to yourself, that's where that's going to pay off. That's where that's going to pay off. Your positivity, your discipline, you're doing it regardless. And yeah, Daniel, it is a grind, and it's that grind, but it's a calm grind. It doesn't have to be this rough pedal to the floor all the time. It has to be a consistent pressure. And the rush, the out of the cannon concept of the new year, everyone's going to go so hard. And the thing is, everyone's going to go so hard, the gyms are going to fill up, everyone's going to go crazy in the gym, everyone's going to sign up for memberships and go every single day this week, get so sore, get so burnt out, change their lives so much, eat such different food, and they're going to just fall apart because it's going to be too much too soon. It's going to be something that's too dramatic that you can't stick to. It's a gradual process. This is something I want you to undergo over the course of the next month, believe it or not. I want you to make these changes, make that commitment to get these things done, but over the course of a period of time. It doesn't have to happen now. You got to start making a change now, but because you're not looking for a month of fitness and then stopping, it's not like buying a pair of shoes where, you made it and you bought it and now you have the pair of shoes. No, this is something that is a consistent roll forward. This is a lurching, a movement forward, okay? So where do you start? Are you going to work out first? You got to decide whether you're going to work out at home or a gym. Now, in my private membership group in Swolenormous Premium, we were just talking about, I had a couple comments earlier before I signed in here. And of course, today, those of you that are here that are members of Premium, we have our accountability meeting today at 1 p.m. after this episode, after the Daily Swole. And for those that aren't aware what Premium is, that's where we have our fitness community, where we are literally holding ourselves accountable, doing program design, doing goal setting, answering a lot of private Q&A, doing a lot of personal program design, talking about goals, nutrition, and strategies for building muscle and losing fat, especially in this new year. So that's happening at 1 p.m. after in my private group, and I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. But we're having this conversation about working out at home or in the gym. Are you going to work out in a gym? Are you going to sign up for a membership? Or are you one of those people that work out at home now? There's a lot of workout programs you can do at home, and there's a lot of things you could do in a gym. There's a lot of benefits of doing both. Now, at home, you could have dumbbells. You could have one of those home pull-up bars that you put in the doorway. You could get some online equipment used. You could do yoga at home. And at the gym, of course, you get discounts. You have New Year's specials, add-on memberships. There's a lot of different benefits, but you have to determine what is best for you. A mixture of both, all one, all or the other. The bottom line, no matter what you choose in the gym or at home, it doesn't matter as long as you're consistent. If you have to do 3 days a week at home and 3 days a week at a gym because the gym is far from your house and you only go there when you go to work, that's fine, but you have to make that commitment and understand how that implements and how that factors into your program. And that's one of the things that I do and we do in Swolenormous Premium in that group is if you have unique situations with your program, we work on that program, what you do in the gym on those days you're at the gym and what you do at home on those days you're at home. So you have a lot of strategies. There's a lot of ways you could break this stuff down depending on what your exposure is to equipment and to workout capacity, whether you have limited equipment at home, whether you have a full home gym, or you go to a gym and what equipment they have. Because everyone's gym in different countries that are watching, in different locations, in different towns is going to be different. Not everyone has access to a full-blown chain gym like I might have in Miami. So bottom line, you can get it done. It comes down to planning. It comes down to understanding what your capacity is for training and being consistent with that. And then you have to decide what you want. What do you want? You have to understand what tools you have to work with first, but then what do you really want? You know, deep down inside, do you want to feel better about yourself? Do you want to look better, which will help you feel better? Do you want to be healthier? Do you want to just look a certain way? Do you want to be stronger for work? Do you want to be stronger for a sport? Do you want to, is your goal to be around for your kids, to take care of your children, to take care of your parents, to be healthy for your family? You know, it could be work related. It could be personal related. It could be just for you. It doesn't have to be for your family. It could just be for you. You need to find your why. And this is something that's in the first section of my ebook in premium. This is something that I've talked about on the Daily Swole, finding your why. This is one of the earlier episodes of the Daily Swole, finding your why. Why do you want to exercise? And it might seem, and you should know your why for everything. I think too many times in life, people do things, no matter what it is, a work, they go to school, they do X, Y, and Z, but they don't even know why they do it. They go to school and they go to college, they don't know why. They just do it because, their parents want them to. Or after high school, you go to college, and after college, you go here. You just do X, Y, and Z because that's what you do, because that's the next step. Well, it's not necessarily this next step for you if there's no reason to. You have to understand why you're doing things. It's your life. Bottom line, no matter what you do in your life, it's your life. It's your life. You're the one that has to be happy with it. You're the one that has to live it. You're the one that has to look back on it and understand the consequences and understand what you did was your doing. Anything in your life is your doing. You are where you are in your life because of you. And you have control of this. You have control of mapping out your future. You have control of making a change or making a difference. So what do you want? And that's as general as it gets, but it's also as specific as it possibly gets. You cannot get more specific than that, and you can also not get more general. It's like, well, what do you mean, what do I want? Well, what do you want? Think about that for a second. If you've never thought about it, you need to. What do you want? Not what your wife wants, what your husband wants, what your mother wants, what your father wants, not what your grandparents want, not what your daughter wants, not what your sister or your brother wants, not what your teacher, your professor, your friend. What do you want? Because everyone's going to have their own opinion and everyone's going to give you advice based on their own experiences and what they think is either best for you or what they regret that they didn't do for themselves. And it's not always out of like malice. It's not that they're, going to be giving you bad advice on purpose. It's just everyone has their own filter and their own lens that they're looking through. So everyone has their own opinion of what they're going to tell you, and it's all biased because it's still someone's opinion. You need to know what you want, and then you realize how little other things matter, how little words matter, like we talked about yesterday, how little opinions matter, how little how little other things that come into your life matter when you know what you want, because then everything that you do is for a purpose, and you know what that purpose is. So traffic jams make less of a difference. Things that go wrong at work that you're doing to make money so you can build your business on the side or do things that you enjoy after. Whatever your life is, wherever that's taken you, wherever that's taken, where you want to go, it's about what you want and doing the things it takes to get there. So it's all about what you want, and are you willing to do what it takes? And that's working out at home, working out at a gym, putting in the time daily before work at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Some people in premium were talking about working out first thing in the morning before work. I used to do that when I had to because I wanted it. So I worked out at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I've done that. I've gone swimming and done workouts at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I've done those super early sessions. I've done those things because I had to if I wanted to do and to get and to keep having what I had in terms of physique, in terms of exercise. So I've done what it takes, and I will continue to do what it takes to get what I want, especially physique oriented. And that's what you need to do. You need to be willing to do what it takes. And if that's what you want, then it'll work itself out. You'll figure it out. If you want it bad enough, you'll figure out how to do it. If you want to learn how to train and how to train yourself and how to take care of your body, you will learn how to do it. And that's why a lot of you are here, because you have that eagerness and you have that interest in taking care of yourself. I get up at 5:30 a.m. It's hard, but it works the best for me. There you go. Of course it's hard. It's not easy to get up at 5:30 before work and to put your effort in and to throw weights around and to get motivated first thing when you're tired. Yeah, It's not easy, but you do it because you want it. And that's what you have to do. So your goals for this next couple weeks to figure out, you need to figure out why you're doing what you're doing, what you actually want. You need to figure out your goals. You need to figure out what you want, your target, and you need to break that down. And we've talked about goals that need a year to get. You need to have 6 months to get, but then you have to break down those sub goals. If you have a goal that takes 6 months to achieve, you need to break it down to 3 months, 1 month, and then weekly increments. So you have little targets to hit. Then you need to commit. You need to commit after you get that specific breakdown. And this is something that we're going to talk about today in the accountability meeting in premium and hammer down people's goals. You need to schedule it. You need to make it a point that it is in your schedule like it's work, like it's it's a graduation date. It's something important like a doctor's appointment. You're not going to miss it. Every time, schedule it. Work things around it. Cancel other things because of your workout. Don't push your workout off and be like, oh, I can't work out today. I have to do this. No, you move your workout earlier or you move it later and you still get it done. Once you get that hardcore commitment and you really start pushing yourself, you enjoy that. You live for making that sacrifice to get to the gym and you'll start appreciating yourself for it. You'll be proud. You need to schedule it. You need to make it a absolute solidified goal, necessity. It's something you have to do. You might have to pick up the kids from school. You might have to make them dinner. You might have to go to work at a certain time. You have to go to the gym. It can't be if I have time. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And yeah, it applies to each passion someone has. And this goes for everything. This goes for every kind of passion. This goes for everything you can think of. We're just talking about health and fitness because that's what the Daily Swole is all about. It's about getting pumped, but it's also about changing your mindset. And you can use this for everything in your life. It has to be a policy. It has to be absolute gold. It has to be absolute gold. Okay? Don't buy junk food. Don't bring that shit into your house. Don't even give yourself the opportunity. Prep your meals. Buy containers. Do what it takes. Do what it takes. Buy the containers. Buy the individual containers. It's simple. Buy some fucking Tupperware. Don't buy junk food. Like, don't even make an option. Get yourself a gallon jug and refill it and just drink it one a day and drink your gallon of water a day. Just do it. It's really that simple. I know that's the Nike slogan, but it's that simple for a reason. It's that simple for a reason. And it's worked for them for this long for a reason because it does come down to being that simple. If you want to do it, you can do it. But now this is where you start. This is where you start. But you have to formulate everything at the core of it. You have to formulate it. And everything's going to grow from that why. Everything's going to grow from that why. Everything's going to grow from that why. Everything's going to grow from that beginning point, why you want this. Why do you want? And then once you know why, then you will do what it takes to get what you want. And that's just really as simple as it gets. And I have mentioned that before. And I know you've heard me say that before. But every time you hear it, it's going to mean something differently for you. It's going to mean something different for you. And this is where you start. And these shows are going to continue to be inspirational. They're going to continue to give you information. We're going to get detailed. We're going to talk about muscle insertions. We're going to talk about muscle activation. We're going to talk about exercises. But especially in these first couple days of the new year when everyone's kind of lost, coming out of that bubble and that haze of just pie and ice cream and presents and just vacations, and they're getting back into their normal routine, where to start is a huge issue. And don't think it isn't. And it is for everyone. Even if you're an expert, you've been working out for years, you've been working out for a couple months, or you're just getting into it for the first time, you need to break out of your slump. You need to start making a change, because going to the gym and just doing things just to maintain and just to coast is a whole energy cycle in your body that you don't need. You need something that's going to push yourself to the next level. You need something that's going to motivate you and drive you forward. Always looking for improvements, never maintaining. No maintenance workouts. No maintenance workouts. All right? No maintenance, always progress, always improvement. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for episode 241 of the Daily Mother Swole. Remember, premium members, if you're interested in joining the tight-knit fitness community of Swolenormous Premium, you can click the sign up button at the top of my Facebook page. And also you can go to www.swolenormous.com and you can sign up for Swolenormous Premium. You can fill out the application and then follow the links in the email and request access to enter premium after filling out your application for premium. So on my website, swolenormous.com, and also the sign up button at the top of the page will take you there. And that is Swolenormous Premium. That is accountability meetings once a week. That's Q&A sessions, wrap-ups, and in-depth applications after the Daily Swole. We talk about program design, nutrition, all sorts of all this information that I give you, application, how to put it into practice. There's private videos, there's yoga videos, there's workout videos, there's demos. We do so much stuff in premium. If you are looking for a group to stay on point and on track this year, Swolenormous Premium is what you should be checking out. It's a great community, and I'm going to go on there in about 30 minutes. It's 12:30 Eastern time. So those of you that are watching that are members of Premium, I'll see you guys there at 1 p.m. Eastern time for the accountability meeting. Going to go into hardcore goal setting. I really want to make sure everyone's on point with your goal setting and program design. So let's make sure that everyone has what they're doing on what day and everything in point. So make sure you write down your questions, write down what you need answered, and we will flush all that out in premium at 1 p.m. in the accountability meeting. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 241 of the Daily Mother Swole. Peace out. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Let's have a great start to this new year. And tomorrow, 242, we're keeping the ball rolling. More pump, more gains, more swole coming at you mañana. Peace.